Last month, I wrote 2,000 lines of production-ready code. I debugged an inherited codebase in half the usual time. I shipped a major feature update a week ahead of schedule. I did all of this by changing just one thing in my workflow. This isn't about generic AI chat or fancy plugins. It's about a single powerful editor that understands your code and your intent. I'm going to show you how to do the same and why step 3 alone saved me 5 hours of work every week. You open your editor every morning, you stare at that blinking cursor. You know what needs to be built? But the boilerplate code slows you down. You spend hours trying to understand a new API. Debugging a complex issue feels like detective work without clues. You write repetitive unit tests just to get coverage up. You copy-paste code snippets from Stack Overflow and pray they work. Maybe you've tried other AI tools. They generate decent code, but they don't truly integrate with your project. They don't understand your context. They feel like an external assistant, not a part of your brain. You're stuck feeling productive, but not actually shipping faster. This isn't just about finishing tasks. It's about the mental drag, the wasted hours, the constant feeling of falling behind. While you're wrestling with legacy code, others are already pushing new features live. They're leaving the office on time. They're spending more time on impactful architectural decisions. You're still stuck in the weeds watching your deadlines shrink. Your best ideas never get built because the tedious parts of development eat up all your time. This all changes with Cursor AI. This isn't just another IDE with an AI button. It's built from the ground up to let you talk to your code base. Let's start with trick number 1, instant code generation. Imagine you need to set up a new Express.js server, you open a new file, you type a comment, implement a basic Express server with routes for or users and or products. Cursor AI immediately suggests the full setup. It includes the app.listen, the res.send, everything. It even adds placeholder data for your endpoints. I use this to spin up a new microservice in 15 minutes. Before, that took me 45 minutes of boilerplate and setup. It understands your folder structure and existing files. If you ask for a React component, it will generate it with the right imports. It will match your existing styling patterns. This isn't just generating code. It's generating your code instantly. But generating code is just the start. Stay with me because the next 2 tricks will change how you approach debugging and understanding any code base, especially that old project you inherited. Remember that 5 hours I saved each week? It starts here. Now for trick number 2, debugging on autopilot. You hit a runtime error. Your application crashes. Instead of staring at a stack trace for 20 minutes, you select the error message. You open Cursor AI's chat pane. You ask, explain this error and suggest a fix. It doesn't just explain the error conceptually. It points directly to the line of code in your project causing the issue. It suggests a precise code modification. For example, I had a complex tier cannot read properties of undefined in a deeply nested object. Cursor AI pinpointed a missing null check in a specific function. It proposed adding optional chaining or an if, data and data property block. I accepted the suggestion with 1 click. The bug was gone in less than a minute. This trick alone cut my average debugging time by 40%. It makes you a debugging wizard without the headache. Next, and this is the one that truly changed my work week, trick number 3, instant codebase understanding.
Have you ever joined a new project?
Or had to fix a bug in a part of the codebase you've never touched? You spend hours reading files, tracing logic, and trying to build a mental model. With Cursor AI, you highlight a complex function. You ask, explain what this function does, what its inputs are, and what it returns. It gives you a clear, concise summary. It explains the side effects. It even suggests improvements. I used this on a 500-line legacy function that generated a PDF report. It took me 5 minutes to understand its core logic. Before, I would have allocated 2 hours just to map it out. You can ask, what are the dependencies of this file, or how does data flow through these 3 modules? It acts like a knowledgeable mentor sitting next to you. This is how I save those 5 hours weekly. It gives you superpowers for navigating any project, no matter how old or complex. Finally, let's talk about trick number 4, comprehensive test generation. Writing unit tests is crucial, but it can be tedious. You highlight a function you just wrote. You ask Cursor AI, generate unit tests for this function covering edge cases and successful paths. It immediately drafts a full test suite using your preferred testing framework. It anticipates inputs that might break your code. It writes assertions for the expected outputs. I used this to generate 15 solid unit tests for a new authentication middleware. It took me less than 2 minutes. Manually, that would have been a 30-minute task. This ensures your code is robust without you spending extra time on boilerplate testing. You can stop being bogged down by boilerplate and endless debugging. You can start shipping features faster with less stress and more confidence. Imagine a world where your editor truly understands your intent. You're not just coding faster, you're thinking better, focusing on the big picture. This is the transformation I experienced. This is the power of working with your AI, not just beside it. There are 46 more tricks just like these waiting for you to discover. Comment 1000 to get the full guide and free AI tools and prompts.